Hi, David again for ConcertBlogger.com. Today I have the pleasure of being able to sit down and talk to David Rosales. Hi, great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, great. Awesome. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Good to see you again.
Well, speaking of that, the last time we saw you, you were promoting your EP as part of the Americana duo David and Olivia.
Yeah.
Is that still a project? Are you still doing that?
Yeah, they're kind of running parallel with each other, and this Olivia's doing some other creative things right now, and I had the opportunity to, and I had written some songs that were more solo based, and so I had the opportunity to get in the studio, and I'm always just creating. It's just constant, movement of creations.
I know you've toured and promoted heavily for that. How did it evolve into doing a solo thing? How did that all kind of happen?
Well, I always, like I sit down and write a bunch of songs and see where they go. And these tend to be a bit more solo based, and so it worked out really well timing wise for both of us. She's doing some other things right now, but we still do David and Olivia shows, and then I do my own solo shows. So
so now you're just twice as busy.
Yeah, just twice as busy, which I love. So
awesome. Yeah. I know you've been quoted as saying that the fall is the time of year that you're most creative and productive as far as writing songs. Did that have to do with like last fall? That's kind of how this all came together, this whole project?
It's been like that for 3 falls now. It just seems really like that's the time where I kind of have to sit down and write. I'm born in September, so I think that has something to do with like some
changing of the seasons and rebirth, and exactly.
It's my favorite season, and
mine too.
Yeah,
I was born in October, so maybe it is the same idea.
And I've had the opportunity on this tour though to come down through like Vermont, New Hampshire, and I'm just going, God, that would be so beautiful to see in the fall.
Yeah.
But there's just something about the energy around that time of year, and I get really creative, and I just tend to lock myself in a room and just write everything and suss it out there. Yeah.
Cool. How did you first fall in love with music? Was there a lot of music in your house when you were a kid growing up, or how did that come about in your life?
I don't know. I think as human beings, music is all around us. I mean, for somebody that says, "Oh, I can't play an instrument" or something like that, well, you have your voice. It may not sound the best. But everybody has a voice, and we're very musical creatures, and I don't know. My mom's from North Dakota, my dad's from Texas, so they're always. And my dad he's older, he's 82, the youngest of 8. So
wow.
I was listening to hand-me-down music from everybody, from my dad, my mom, to like my older brothers and sisters. So I got. I was inundated with so much music, any old country, North Dakota stuff that my mom was listening to, and then my dad was listening to a lot of big band stuff just because he grew up around that time. So like Benny Goodman and all that kind of stuff I was listening to, and then my brothers and sisters were all listening to like classic rock, like Zepp and the Stones and everything, because I have a wide spanning of
course, age-wise.
Yeah, age-wise, and so me being the youngest, I got a good mix of stuff.
You got it all. You got.
I got everything. I was really
complete wide range of American music in the 20th century.
Yeah, I mean, I also got some mariachi music. Just growing up in Los Angeles, and my dad, that side being Spanish Mexican, and it's always there. So.
Awesome. So you have just released an EP named Along the Way just a few days ago.
Yeah.
Tell me about that record. Tell me about what went into it.
It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. No. It was I had the opportunity to go in the studio with the same guys who recorded David and Olivia's last album, On the Sea, and I really wanted to go about the writing process a little bit differently. I wanted to write whatever came to mind. I wanted to not discount a song just because it didn't fit a certain genre or style. With On the Sea, David and Olivia's album, if it wasn't kind of if it didn't really fit the country duet mold, I wasn't gonna further, see where it went. Yeah, and this I kind of sought out from beginning from point A to point B, and I just followed it. And it spans a bunch of different genres, and I just gave myself permission to write crap. I wrote a quote somewhere. It was like, it was a writer in some sort of a seminar, writer's instructor, and she said, I now give you all you writers permission to write crap, because you never know if that horrible thing that you've written is going to lead you to the next stepping stone of a beautiful song or the best work you've ever created,
Yeah.
So oftentimes as artists, we tend to not follow those paths. If it's not a great song, or what we think is a great song, we stop and
you don't develop
throw
it.
The trash and go to the next thing. Well, you got to maybe see the process through. I mean, I'm a big believer in trusting the process of everything, in the studio, to writing, to promoting the album. Just trusting the process. If you get enough eggs lined up, everything will work out.
Exactly. So you've been that's like your song crafting process.
Yeah.
How did these particular songs fit together for the CP?
Like I said, I wrote a bunch of songs, and the songs really came. The ones that ended up on the album, and that usually are the way it goes for most artists. The good ones are written pretty quickly. You don't have to push and pull with them. The only song that really took a while to write was Amelie's song, just because there was so much emotion in it, and it was written about my daughter, and I just wanted to get it just right.
Of course.
It's not your typical verse chorus kind of structure for a song, A B or something like that. It's more cinematic than that, and it builds,
the story as we just heard it.
Yeah, as you just heard it, and the songs came together pretty well. Crashing Down was the last song I wrote. I literally wrote that the night before I went into the studio. And I wanted to do that purposely because I didn't have any preconceived notions of where it should be or where it should go. So I went into the studio, and that was just good for anything we wanted to do with it. I think that Appleton's the oldest song on there. That one actually came before The Fall. That one's a couple years old. That was the only one. And that's actually a holdover from the last sessions I did with David and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
That was a holdover from that album. And it never fit well on that. We recorded it. There's lots of songs that you usually record, but you never, there's the B-sides or something like that.
Of course.
That never get released. And so that one wasn't released, but it fit well because it linked Crashing Down to the rest of the material, and it kind of made it make a little bit more sense, rather than Crashing Down, which is a really kind of bluesy rock thing.
Just trying to feel like it's kind of stuck on as an extra track.
Yeah, exactly.
You have something that has that transition.
Yeah, it's a transitional song, and it kind of blends that. Too Young to Know Better and Slice of Heaven came at the same time, so they were like kind of like a patch, like 2 days of creativity, boom, right there. And those were the quickest songs, and those are the two that I feel like still feel like butter every time I play them.
Awesome.
Amelie's song has turned into like a closer because it gets really double time at the end, and a lot of energy, and with the band, people go crazy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like how all those songs came about.
Awesome. So, speaking of Amelie and your wife and young daughter, we just got to meet them. It was great. Is it tough being on the road? Especially at this time in her life.
Yeah.
To be out there doing this and pursuing this dream, and making your living this way. Is it difficult for you?
I'd say anytime you try and follow a dream, there's always things in life that's why they're dreams, because they're tough. And
if they were easy, they'd just
be normal life.
Day-to-day life.
So yes, this is a dream to pursue music, and I'm fortunate in the fact that I have a very good support team behind me. I believe in keeping people that inspire you around you and cutting those that don't out. And so my wife inspires me, my daughter inspires me, of course, but friends around me also. Guys I go surfing with every day. Oh, what'd you write today, or what'd you do? Whatever. But it is tough to be a dad and to play music, you know, and it's like anything. You know, the guy down the street that's working hard selling tires, you know, and he's got to sell tires to make ends meet, and he's got a family. It's just tough.
He's got to be at work for 8 or 10 hours a day and there all the time.
The good thing is when she says, "Daddy, going to work?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to work." She knows when I put on my hat and I put on, you know, I get the guitar. Daddy's going to work, you know, and it's tough just in anything. I think just to leave your family. I'm very fortunate because this tour I got to bring them. And
yeah, I've seen. I met them here, so
yeah, it's amazing.
That's a great thing to have.
Yeah, but it is tough. I think that it makes it a lot easier knowing that I have my parents watching her or something like that, or just it's really family based.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question. These are some great sneakers you seem to have here. What's the story with it? Let me see if I can move my thing here. Very, very patriotic. You know, we're almost to the 4th of July.
There you go.
Everybody's rooting for the U.S. soccer team. Very very cool sneakers here.
I got these actually yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I got these yesterday. I went and did a thing over at Converse at the Rubber Tracks place that they have in Brooklyn. They have this recording studio that they have artists come and record at. And I was doing a little tour with Big Picture and my publicist, and they just said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" And I was like,
Yeah, I want some
I was wearing
shoes.
flip-flops, so I wasn't sure if they were saying like, "Hey, you know, it's
Hey, this is don't.
you know, your feet stink or something." You know? But no.
Hey, don't you know this is New York? You're not supposed to wear
Right.
flip-flops.
Right. No, they said, "Yeah, take some," and I saw these and I was like, "Oh, that's what I was thinking." I was like, I probably wouldn't buy these, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm stoked to take them and I will wear them. And,
absolutely. Wearing them today.
And I'm wearing them today, yeah, and they feel comfortable and walking around the city with them, and I do feel a bit more patriotic. And, you know, they're my U.S. soccer, I guess, shoes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one last question I always like to ask before we go. What is something about yourself that maybe most of your fans might be surprised to know? Is there some crazy little tidbit or you know, some kind of a...
I'll give you two things.
Okay, great.
Yeah. One, I am not a night person. I don't drink caffeine.
Okay.
And so I'm totally caffeine free, and I just find that I flow on natural energy. As you're drinking some monster drink. No, you're horrible. No, nothing like that. It's just a personal thing, and I just, you know, so naturally when my body gets tired, and I get tired, I get tired.
Go to bed.
Yeah. And I just believe in that natural kind of flow. So
Rhythms of your
body. But I love
body.
waking up early, and then I'm a surfer, so I wake up and do dawn session, you know, and in the morning. The other thing is I'm crazy about my lawn.
About your lawn, okay.
I'm sure that's a very California thing to be. But
it's definitely not a New York thing to be.
I love my lawn, and I'm out there watering and seeding it and just making
manicuring
I
it.
I feel like everybody has a really nice lawn on my block.
And you don't want to be that one guy.
No, I don't want to be that one
sticks
guy.
out.
But
You have some crabgrass over there, David.
It's like a personal reflection of me. No, I like a really nice green lawn, and you know, California being a desert, and it's probably not the most ecological thing, environmental thing to do, but I love my.
Well, it balances out with the no caffeine thing.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, do something bad, do something good, whatever it works.
So yeah, but I guess my bad thing is I love my lawn and my watering. So.
Water it all the time. All right, great. That's awesome. That's spectacular. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it, and we truly look forward to seeing you out there playing some shows.
Thank you very much, brother. Yeah.
Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye bye.